Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan here. Extreme Rules has just concluded as of this recording, and I'm here to give you my full thoughts on the show. So first, to just kind of give an overall perspective of the show, I thought it was pretty good. There were a few key matches that really made this show for me, and then there were several other matches that I wasn't too invested in, but there was enough good things going on that I had a good time watching it. So first, running through the pre-show stuff, there was a promo with the Dudleys and Big Cass came out, so he still kind of got a moment to shine. So I thought that was pretty good. Despite Enzo still being out, they're doing a good job of keeping Big Cass relevant. So I was happy to see that. Then the actual pre-show match we had. Baron Corbin defeating Dolph Ziggler. They had a pretty darn good match. I was happy to see that Corbin gets the win here. This was no disqualification, and Corbin was able to use a low blow to his advantage. I don't necessarily know he needs that against Dolph Ziggler, but either way, it was nice to see Corbin actually get the win this time around. So good win for him. Then actually opening the show, we had the Club defeating the Usos in a pretty good match. I was happy to see that the Club could get a strong win here in a tornado tag style match, which is a match we don't see very often. So I was happy to see that. So another pretty good match. Rusev defeats Kalisto. This was I expected this to happen. And I was very happy. I thought they were going to go a different way with this match where Rusev was, being so aggressive that when Kalisto takes this, he takes this hard bump on the apron of the ring, and then, the refs and the doctors are checking on him, and Rusev continues to attack. And I thought he was going to get himself disqualified and then just keep this program running longer, but I think we all just want to see Rusev get the U.S. title here. As great as Kalisto is, nothing's been really happening with him as U.S. champion. So I'm glad to see that the title is now, excuse me, it's now on Rusev. And I mean that what is he called? The accolade at the end. Oh my God, where I tweeted it was like Melina levels of like being stretched like when she was in the sharpshooter or whatever. Just ridiculous how much he pulled that back on Kalisto. So I thought that was a really effective way to end the match, and happy to see Rusev with the title. So next up we have the New Day versus the Vaudevillains, and the fact that Xavier Woods was in the match was something where you thought maybe he was going to be there to take the pin and lose to the Vaudevillains. I was really thinking the Vaudevillains were going to get a strong win here, but of course that didn't happen. The New Day still the reigning tag team champs, but I thought the Vaudevillains had a good showing here. Probably up there for match of the night, if not definitely the second best match of the night. We had the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Tag Team match, which I just thought was absolutely phenomenal. No pun intended for the main event, I guess. Where this match, you kept thinking it was going to end, and it kept going, and everyone really played their part very, very well. Just back and forth throughout. So many close calls, so many times you thought it was going to be over, and it kept going. I thought this was just very, very well done. I did not. I think I might have predicted that The Miz was going to win this because I feel like he might lose in a one-on-one situation. But I was convinced at almost any point in time that one of these guys was going to win. And I think that was kind of what made this match even more fun than just the match itself, was because any one of these guys could have won. Sometimes you see these multi-man matches where it's like, oh, that guy's definitely not going to win. But you could feasibly see a scenario where any single one of these guys could have won the title, and I think that helped make it even more fun on top of just how perfectly executed it was. So, phenomenal match. Next up, we had Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho in that Asylum match, which, I wasn't really feeling for a lot of it, but I think they really made up for it at the end with the intensity, and they did a very good job of teasing the thumbtacks and everything. And yeah, so I can't, I gotta be honest and say I wasn't too into it most of the time, but by the end, I was really into it. And props to Chris Jericho. He doesn't have to be doing these kinds of spots with the thumbtacks and stuff, but he's doing them anyway. I give him a ton of credit to put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. That did not look like a fun time when Jericho got slammed onto all of those thumbtacks and then lost to the dirty deeds once again onto the thumbtacks. So good to see strong pay-per-view wins for Ambrose. I don't know what's next for Jericho, but this is something Ambrose has needed for quite a while, so I was happy to see Ambrose get the win. Charlotte defeating Natalya. So once again, we continue to see Charlotte winning with some sort of, by cheating in some way. And interestingly enough, this time we had Dana Brooke coming out posing as Ric Flair. So somehow, I guess, I mean, it's not a DQ because it's kind of a loophole. Dana Brooke's just dressed as Ric Flair, even though the music hits and all that. And then eventually that helps Charlotte get the win. So Dana Brooke now, it's interesting to see if she's going to be aligning herself with Charlotte now. Looks like Emma's going to be out for a while, so that tag team seems to be out of the picture. So now I could see some sort of story developing here with Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Tried to say both names at the same time. Excuse me again. So I could see a lot of scenarios happening here where maybe all of a sudden, Charlotte's kind of getting annoyed that she's always being helped to win these matches. And then eventually she's going to betray Rick or something, and Rick could be the babyface or whatever. That stuff, I think it's coming real soon because eventually this whole cheating every single match is going to catch up to her, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. So finally, the main event. Roman Reigns, I mean, we all knew he was going to win, but Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, they know how to tear the house down every single time. I mean, these guys, I don't think you necessarily expect them to have so much chemistry, but they really do. This match actually went 22 minutes as of according to Squared Circle Reddit, and it was entertaining the entire time. They did just an amazing job. I mean, so many crazy spots. I mean, getting the I loved that they used the pre-show area, which has yet to be done, so that was really cool. I mean, table spots, AJ going sky high on that back body drop through a table, then Roman Reigns power bombing him through another table. AJ took a hell of a beating in this match, and it was really, really good. Of course, the Bullet Club or the club gets involved, the Usos get involved in a lot of chaos at the end. But I think it's like, even though AJ didn't win, I mean, we knew he wasn't going to be champion, I think he comes out of this looking pretty amazing. I mean, I think he showed a lot of people who didn't necessarily know who he was a lot, and it just backed it up for everyone else who already knew how good he was. And yeah, Roman Reigns still your champion, but I think AJ comes out of this looking like $1,000,000. I loved the intensity when he was laying it into Roman Reigns and the Usos with the steel chairs at the end, and then that hell of a spear, that amazing spear midair. I mean, I think we saw that coming as an end, but I mean, at least he went out looking pretty awesome with a really cool spot. And then, completely out of nowhere, because we're all expecting this to happen a couple weeks down the line, Seth Rollins is back, and he pedigrees Roman Reigns, holds up the WWE Championship. This was a sight I think nobody expected to see, and it was just an awesome way to go out on the way to end a pay-per-view. I think this is the right, even though I might say like Extreme Rules maybe wasn't the best pay-per-view of the year, I thought it was very good, and the format of, if there's a couple great matches in there and then it ends in an intriguing way, that makes you want to see Raw the next night, I think that's a pay-per-view done right. So maybe this isn't the best pay-per-view of the year, but because it had the right things going for it, I thought it was pretty damn good. So yeah, Seth Rollins is back. We're going to have to see what happens tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw, and we're going to be looking forward to talking about all of that, what happens on Raw, hearing Juan and Keith's thoughts on the pay-per-view. All of that will be happening this Tuesday on the podcast. So keep an eye out for that on this YouTube channel. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And leave a comment telling me what you thought of Extreme Rules. What was your favorite match? And what do you think is going to happen with Seth Rollins? So let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time.